It's one of the two.
How y'all doing out there? Y'all chime on in. This is another Wednesday night with the hams. What's up? What's going on?
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Spit my good seed in there.
That's what happened. That's what you get. But how y'all doing out there? Y'all chime on in.
What's crack-a-lacking?
Now that things have settled down, how's everybody doing out there? There's still somebody out there that owe me a little piece of change, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't saying no
Reggie?
names. I ain't said no names.
I am.
I just
Reggie?
got a little bit of piece of change out there.
Where you at, Reggie?
I was just wondering if you know, somebody was gonna chime on in and get me what I need.
Where you at, Reggie?
Sincere, what up, pimpin'? How you
Sincere
doing,
is in the
man?
building. A long time no here.
Yeah, man. If
Reggie?
I can get my little 20 spot, you know what I'm saying, and it'd be nice.
From Reggie?
Jordan said, I think
You said his name was Reggie? We looking for you.
Yeah, for sure, man. He I guess he been ducking us. He ain't been saying nothing lately.
For
Or maybe
$20?
he might be busy. You never know. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Is that what we doing?
Uh,
I feel like that when you make a bet with somebody, right? You supposed to be ready to pay up on the day you supposed to say you're gonna pay up. That's what you do. That's
like
honorable.
that's like the dude from Ski School when he was riding around talking about $2. I want my $2. Y'all might be too little young for that movie right there.
What up, Adam?
Adam, what up, pimpin'? How you doing there, sir?
We still looking for you though. Reggie?
Yeah. If y'all just chiming on in, go ahead and hit the like button so I can say what's up to you a little bit later.
Like and subscribe and share with your people.
If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe and share with your people. Remember that
we looking for Reggie.
Though you might be watching us on Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of those things, could you please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page, because eventually we will not be broadcasting to these things until everybody comes on over. We've been waiting on y'all. Y'all just been slow to move.
Reggie, life's been lifing. Yeah, man. I'm doing all right, Adam. How you doing?
Yeah.
Well, allow us to reintroduce ourselves. I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I am one of the hams. And over here to my right, this guy.
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I am the ham. And thank you for chiming on in. This is the Ham Show, and
we ain't gonna never get that intro right.
And tune in every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. How was your day today?
I ain't do nothing.
You say that every Wednesday. Well, every Wednesday. If we go back,
I had a couple phone meetings.
If we go back the last 5-6 videos, I'm gonna say, hey, how you doing today? How would you do today? Oh, I ain't do nothing, and I'll be like, and every time I go,
No, I had some stuff going on today. My day got busy, like super busy.
He said, how about them Cowboys, sis?
We got another fan in the building. Because who brings up the Cowboys on a Wednesday night?
Yeah, I heard y'all might be getting what's the name as the coach?
Who?
Primetime.
Oh.
They just sat down and had some type of meeting or something.
I don't know, man.
You getting a new coach over there?
I don't know, man. We'll know what Mike McCarthy is up here doing, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Mom. Mom is in the building. Jordan said, all right, I made the switch to YouTube.
Yeah, I know y'all been slow to move over to YouTube, but you're going to have to get up over there. You might not see us one day. Hey, look. Major Cowboys rumors. Deion Sanders will be the next Cowboys coach.
Yeah.
That's a rumor.
Exactly.
But, as of right now, that might bring the Cowboys back.
I don't know, man. Every team has its season where they just lose all the time.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, how you doing?
Yeah, Reggie is slow rolling that bet, man. We looking for you, Reggie. Oh, Reggie. Well, yeah, Reggie.
Yeah. So, hey,
We got $20 for snacks.
now I'm gonna start telling y'all, sincere. You should go over to YouTube and subscribe. Adam, you might want to go over to YouTube and subscribe. Mom, you might want to go over to YouTube and subscribe.
Subscription.
I believe it's in. Is it in the links, baby?
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So, yeah, hit up the YouTube.
It's the Hams 1 and 2.
It's at the
The
top
number
of the chat.
1 and 2. That's it.
Y'all subscribe over there at the YouTube
Yeah,
spot.
man. It's like 100 and some videos over there. So if you missed some stuff, you can go back to the archives and watch them.
Sincere, he laughed. He said, "He got me. I got you, bro." Marcus Allen is going to be offensive coordinator.
I don't know about that.
That's a lot of rumors going
Jordan
out.
said, "Come to the dark side, y'all. It's nice over here. You get notifications."
Yeah, thanks, Jordan, for coming on in. And you ready to start the first thing?
Well, if anybody's
Did you put up any banners for that? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I'll let the people know. If anybody's seen Reggie, tell him we looking for him.
I'm gonna get a milk carton. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get on Canva this week for next week and put him on a milk carton. I have to find his picture on Facebook, put him on a milk carton. And say, if anybody ever seen this person,
right,
let him know that he owes us $20.
$20. We want our snack money, Reggie.
But yeah, hey, for somebody had mentioned in our chat or one of them things, email or something about the 4B movement.
4B movement.
Yeah, 4B movement. And then I had to look it up and do a little research. But during my studies, I found a video that pretty much like sums it all up. So we're going to give credit to the girl who did the video.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what the 4B movement is it's a movement here in, well,
tell him, Poppy.
The real movement is in Korea.
In South Korea.
And it has nothing to do with the movement that's going on over here in America. So go ahead and play that beautiful bean footage for them so they can see what we're doing.
First of all, we're gonna give a shout out to her, even though we're gonna put it up here.
Yeah, what is who's the lady?
Her name is Kat the Illest. So
Kat the Illest, thank you for doing this video. She's on TikTok. If anybody wants to chime in on her stuff, her name is Kat the Illest.
So the video is kind of long, but it's worth watching because the way she breaks this video down, in its simplest form, is exactly how I feel personally about this whole 4B movement.
Oh, you feel the same way? Because I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it.
Oh yeah.
So
well, let's talk about it after we.
Okay, yeah, because she was smashing on them. She was really laying down the law on what it was about, where it's from, and let's get into it. Y'all check this video out. See if you had anybody who came up on you with this type of stuff.
4B movement. All my ladies from the 4B movement, come to the front of the congregation. We need to talk. We need to have a chat. So I'm sure you already know, but I'm going to go ahead and just give a little bit of information for the audience so we have just a clear understanding on what's happening here. The 4B movement started in South Korea, and the 4B movement was a byproduct of the working class of South Korea having their financial future be so decimated that they've literally lost all hope. Okay, let me give you a little breakdown. So in America here, we're on what you would call a 9-5-5 work system, which means the average American worker works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 days a week. In South Korea, they are currently on a 9-9-6 work schedule, which means the average worker in South Korea works 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. They only get 1 day off a week. So 2 things have come out of this financial reality that the people in South Korea have to live in. One is called lying flat. That's when a bunch of people just choose to do nothing. They don't even make enough money. If you see the apartments people are living in South Korea, they literally have little cot beds, and right next to the cot bed is their computer. That's their workstation. And then they have like a little fridge, and some of them are lucky enough to have a full kitchen, but most of them are living single
What
inside of an apartment that they pay way too much money for. They all have to compete for jobs because there aren't enough jobs in South Korea. So they could work for like the Hyundai auto factory. They could, what else does Korea make? They can work for a very limited amount of companies. And because they don't have a lot of companies,
They make
they have
cars,
very
y'all.
high competition. So
Sister
people in
said,
South
"Please
Korea
continue to
have
type."
multiple degrees and still cannot get jobs because of how scarce the jobs are. And the apartments are so expensive because of inflation. So in my opinion, the 4B movement and lying flat is a byproduct of the working class realizing that no matter how hard they work, they cannot change the material condition of their lives. So everyone is giving up. Also, there was a sexual, it wasn't even a sexual assault. There was an assault case where a man in South Korea who was like mentally impaired used a knife to stab a woman to death on the street. And the women in South Korea felt as though they weren't like, there wasn't enough support in protecting her, or there wasn't enough outrage for her death, or the women of South Korea felt unsafe and unprotected. That's why they did their 4B movement. So now my girlies in America, I've really been sitting here ruminating on the situation, trying to figure out how you got here, how we got here, right, guys? So I think it's the girl boss of it all. I think it's the future is female of it all. I think we have ourselves a little swath of people who have been sold a bill of goods, and now the chickens are coming home to roost. Everything is starting to be so clear and so apparent to you guys. I'm only talking about it because it happened to me too. When I was younger, I'm talking like early teens, late teens, early 20s. I was watching Grey's Anatomy too. I was watching Scandal too. I was watching How to Get Away with Murder as well. We watched all these TV shows and we listened to all these things that told us that we needed to focus on going to school, getting to the highest level of education, getting good grades so we could make good money, so we could take care of ourselves, because women should have their own money. And then when we were done achieving all of those scholastic goals and getting ourselves to the six figures, then all of a sudden our Prince Charming was supposed to show up and just sweep us off our feet. That's what you told us was going to happen. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened. We are living through the worst dating scene I've ever seen in my life. I can't speak for anybody else. I'm not too old. But we are living through a terrible dating crisis, right? A lot of guys that I talk to that talk about the dating scene with girls, they're always saying, I feel like I can't match up. I feel like I can't compete. She looks so expensive. She looks like a bill. And when the first time somebody said that to me, I said, man, I never thought of that. I never thought that we went and dolled ourselves up and prettied ourselves up so much that we actually made ourselves unavailable and unattractive to other men. But that's what happened. That's what happened. And on top of that happening, our working class is not being supported the way they're supposed to be supported. If the case was that we were working on this country's infrastructure the way that we were supposed to, a lot more young men would have a lot more gainful employment. And if those men had gainful employment and could actually afford to be a provider to a woman, they would be more proactive about being in the dating scene. And if women didn't set their standards so unrealistically high for the system that was built for the American men that are here, the dating game wouldn't be so bad. I'm not kidding. You all know me. I speak from experience. I'm not kidding. A lot of women in this country have been sold a bill of goods. They think that it is their life's mission to become a high-value woman, so then they can wait for their high-value man to come and get them. Let me tell you something about the high-value men in this country. It's not a lot of them. They actually have something, I forgot what it's called, some type of calculator where you put in a man that's over 6 foot tall with a college degree and earns 6 figures. You put those three in there to see what the percentage of American men are that meet those metrics. I think it's
Slim
like
to none.
0.0042%. What that translates to is there's not enough of them for you. For any of you, for us. I'm a high earning, high value woman. There's not enough men. So now you guys are making a ton of money, living in gorgeous homes, having gorgeous lives, all the reproductive freedom you ever imagine. So you could just run around and be the best city girl you could be. Right? Right?
They don't like that.
I
Though.
was there. You can't. It's all right. If I said somebody's dead, it's because I saw the grave. I know what happened. So yeah, y'all have been chasing a goal, and now so many of you have made it to that goal. There are so many women I know that make so much money it would make your head bust, but they can't find a man. And some way, somehow, this country has convinced you that not having a man is okay. And listen, hey, maybe there is a version of life that you can subscribe to where that makes sense. For me, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. I believe in partnerships. I believe in strong partnerships and nuclear families. So, to the 4B girlies, don't let this girl boss era take you out. Don't let this girl boss era leave you crying in the car. Don't pick your head up in your 40s, 50s, and 60s and find out that all you got to show for it is your career and your Birkin and your bust down. Wake up. You are quite literally shaving your heads. Listen to what happened in South Korea. Take it as a lesson for what can happen here. Like I said, this is for the working class. If men can make more money and have jobs with more dignity, you will have more partners to date. Child, be effing for real. Good luck, 4B movement. Good luck.
What y'all think of that video?
What y'all think about what she said?
Yeah, that's what we said. What you think of the video? Adam has some comments.
What did he say?
He said when they quit on life, we call them vagrants in the U.S. Just saying. And he said she's going straight commie. She listened to the wrong people and is projecting it as an overwhelming cultural issue. Stop living in the city, simple fix. Well, here's the sum of it. What she said had so much validity to it, it's mind-blowing. And let me tell you why. All of our lives, we've been told as women, go get an education, go to school, get you a degree, go get your doctorate, go get your master's, go do this, go do that, so you can make good money and you could take care of yourself and you could have the money, you could do all the stuff you want to do, right? So when you do that, those are the exact same qualities that a male is taught as well. So what you fail to understand is you are moving into a masculine world. So, and Adam, it's been a cultural thing for years. It goes back for decades. It's not just by blacks, by whites, by Hispanics. It's by every nationality for the most part.
What?
He's saying who told by whom?
Told who?
Told women to go do these things. The women's lib. Let's start there. The liberation of women.
Oh, you mean the feminist movement thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that started back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm. So right around that era, you started seeing more women become, the earners of the household or whatnot, and not understanding that puts a woman into a masculine role. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do that. If that works for you, great. What I'm saying is you got to understand the role that you are now in, and the reason why you're possibly single is because you carry this masculine trait of, I got my own, I do my own, I pay my own, and that's cool.
You supposed to do
as an adult,
supposed to take care of yourself.
As an adult, right?
That's called adulting.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll send you the link, Mom.
It's under the Hams 1 and 2. I'll just put it in there. So what do you say?
I don't know.
Play Dana White's suggestion to the next generation. Send us a link out and we'll play it. So understanding that when you move into such masculine a masculine role, you're not as attractive as you think you are. It has nothing to do with your looks. It has everything to do with your value. And because you as a woman feel like your value is what you bring to the table, is how much money you make and how big your house is and the clothes that's on your back and the luxurious this, that, and the third. That's not what a man looks at you as far as value. That's not what he's looking at. That's not the same value to him. He's looking at that like, well, I do the same thing, man. And if you are an adult and you're living on your own and you're single, you're supposed to take care of yourself. That's not something that's supposed to be like, oh, it's glorified. I'm taking care of myself. Like you're supposed to, especially if you're single.
Everybody, I just put the direct link to the show in the chat. If you just click that, you should be able to jump on YouTube and do your thing over there. You should subscribe over there.
So the thing with this 4B thing is what they're trying to do is this whole they're not having sex, they're not having babies, they're not getting married, they're not being with men, they're supposedly just leaving men alone completely, which is fine. But what do you think is going to come from that? What is the ideology behind it? The ideology in South Korea was something totally different.
The ideology in South Korea was that they're working them so much that they don't have time to create families. They don't have, the cost of living is so high that their standards of living were lower. They have to spend more time working.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were getting to the point where they were doing arranged marriages so they could have more children. Like in real life, according to the video that I've seen, not the video we watched tonight, but some of the stuff that I've seen, is that in Korea, those people are dying off because they're not having babies.
Mm.
And these women were protesting. The 4B movement was protesting them, making them have children. And that's what that was about.
Right.
But what they're doing here in the U.S. is something like a spin-off of that, and it has nothing to do with what
it
the
has
whole
nothing
purpose
to do with
of
the movement at all.
Yeah, what the purpose of the movement was.
Sincere said, bye. That's what I say to those women.
Yeah, for sure. and you know what? If they don't want to be here, that's fine. I mean, ain't nobody holding you. Nobody's holding you captive. But I'm sure you'll be back. You're gonna come back. If you don't want to be around and be with people and men.
This brings me back to the lady who called herself trying to live as a man, and she had the sex change situation. Or however she did it. I forgot exactly how it went down, but she tried to live her life as a man. And within about a year or so, she ended up committing suicide.
She was crying. And yeah, she had a video where she was crying.
Yeah, she ended up like committing suicide or something because she was like, it was too difficult to live as a man.
Ooh, it's a hard life.
And so like I go back to like I could.
She didn't have the proper training.
Right. I go back to the video because like I agree with a lot of what she said. I mean, yeah, I was a Grey's Anatomy watcher. Like, we're letting social media and these movies and these sitcoms get us caught up in this world that's not reality.
Yeah.
And
when the last time you seen a picket fence?
Right.
That's all I want to know. I mean, you seen dogs, but you ain't seen no picket fence. I ain't even seen a picket fence in no state that I went to.
And the dating game is crazy. Like, I talked to a lot of single friends, and I got people thinking about going back to old relationships because they're like, it was better than what this is.
They recycling.
Man.
They salvaging.
I have people who are still broken themselves and don't recognize that they're broken. So they keep choosing broken people, thinking that they're going to save them or something. Like, it's really bad. And it's across the board. It's the men and the women. It's not like it's one over the other. Doug is in the building. What up, Doug?
What up, Doug?
It's not like it's one or the other. It's both sides. So,
Doug, I would like to encourage you to move over to YouTube with the rest of the family of the Hamites, the Hamians,
the Hammonians,
or whatever they call themselves.
He said, Sincere says they pick the same people, just different faces.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, for sure.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, every time I say that out loud, people get offended. A lot of women get offended. And they're like, oh, I do this and I do that. I'm like, well, you a man. That's what men do. And now you don't understand that. You don't have to listen. I don't go around boasting about how much money I make a year. I don't go around boasting about how I can take care of myself. When I met Sean, I was taking care of myself and my kids.
Mind you that you supposed to take care of yourself.
Like
you supposed to have your own stuff.
I wasn't like, oh, what can you do for me? Because I make X, Y, and Z, and you got to make this, and you got to make, like, that's crazy. Because honestly, when you find the right partner for you, the right husband, the right wife, whatever that is, there's supposed to be this unique bond between the two of you where there's spirituality involved. There's a kineticism where you're the wisdom and he's the force. You guys teach each other great values and you balance each other out. There's so much this man has taught me over the years. And that's so much that I've taught him. I've taught him patience. He's taught me value. Like, those are just two of the things. Love and all that stuff, it comes into play. But once again, I say this, I had a conversation with a couple of women a few weeks back, and they asked me, why were they still single? And I said, because you're in your masculinity. And they wanted me to kind of enlighten them on that. And so I did. You know, I told them that I asked them, first of all, I asked them, what do you think a man is looking for in a woman, in a wife?
So looking for a dude.
They hit me with
I tell you that.
They hit me with love, caring, somebody to cook for him, and this, that, and the third. I said,
all the stuff they see on TV.
Yeah, I said it ain't got nothing to do with love. Okay, Adam, you sent them in the DM. Okay, cool. The third one,
what, on
specifically
Facebook?
what he was talking about. I got you. I'm gonna pull them up. So I told them that, you know, take a wild guess, and their guess was off. And I told them the first thing he's looking for is peace, and then respect, loyalty, and that is what shows him that you love him. And when you understand, like, Sean said something to me one day that made total sense. Remember when you was talking about being protected and being covered as a woman, right?
Mhm.
I can get in my car right now. I can go frolic. Not because I'm always carrying or I can take care of myself very well. It's not that. It's because most of the people in this city know who my husband is. And they know that just when they see me in the streets, they need to watch over me as well. They need to have his back and making sure I'm safe. Nothing's going on with me. When I'm at work, it's the same thing. When you're single, you don't have that luxury. You just you taking care of you. And you're hoping and wishing to have that type of protection and peace in your man or whatever it is for the situation. Understanding when you are in this field of I do this, I do that, I pay my own bills. But then when something goes wrong, the first thing you do is go run to a man and go, oh, I need protection here. And I'm not saying this is all women. So don't start sending me crazy messages.
Send them over.
Yeah,
Send them over. I'm going to answer every one of them myself.
Because he with it. He with it.
I'll answer every last one of them.
Understand this is not something that is across the board, like 100% with every woman, but majority of us is in this world and this mindset of this independent, liberated woman that don't need a man for nothing, and don't think men don't smell that. So when you're walking around wondering why you are not being wifed, or you keep meeting dudes that don't want to have nothing to do with you, or they only want your panties, understand that's what you're projecting. You're not showing wife qualities. You're showing masculine qualities when you start talking about, I do this and I do that. I pay my own bills. I got my own car. I got my such and so.
They say it like somebody else supposed to do it. Like, you supposed to do that.
Right.
You supposed to be grown.
Right.
You supposed to take care of yourself.
Right.
Like, what, I'm supposed to brush your teeth too now? Like, oh, we together now. We's married.
Mhm.
Now I got to brush extra teeths. Like, that don't make sense.
Jordan says, both partners cannot be the same. It's a yin and yang thing. We are supposed to be different and be strong in different areas. Exactly.
I believe in roles. So
Exactly. Adam said, we doing bourbon out of a mason jar tonight, Sean?
Hey, calm down, man. Calm down.
Oh, man. Doug said, what? Okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it this last time on here. Don't have a kid available. Let me go find what Adam sent me in these
That's
messages.
what you was doing while we was talking.
Nah, I was just talking. You know.
Hey, as we get after this video that Adam sent us, we're gonna jump into now that the other subject.
What's gonna happen in the next 4 years?
Basically, now that we got a new commander in chief,
Mhm.
what is y'all doing with your finances for the next 4 years? We're gonna talk about that. I'll talk about it briefly while we waiting on the video or whatever we got.
Yeah,
going.
do your thing.
Did you find it yet?
I'm pulling it up.
So basically, are you gonna use this to pay off your debt, get your budget straight, or even start a budget? Like some people don't even have a budget; they just be paying for stuff.
Yo,
like
and understanding what the next 4 years
you're gonna invest
bring.
hard these next 4 years, or
understanding what the next 4 years is going to bring. I think a lot of people really don't understand. Like he's already talked about specific things that a lot of people.
What is the Stowe KS, Jordan?
What happened?
He said my Stowe KS. I don't know what that is. Has already gone up. Is he saying Stokes?
Stocks.
Oh, I don't see the C.
Listen, Jordan, that's the first thing. The very next day after they announced that he won, the very
stocks
next
went
day,
through the roof.
The stocks went up.
Yeah.
You know how many people came to work and was like, I made some money today.
Even Bitcoin
I was one
went
of them.
up crazy.
Yeah, like I was one of them. I was like, yeah, I made some money today too. And it's funny because people are so emotional behind this election and they're not looking at the numbers. I don't care what this dude does, who he does, when he does it. All I'm concerned about is the policies. And the first three things you said, I was for. 1, we're going to shut the borders down. I'm for that. Please stop letting people in here that we don't know nothing about. You're not about to let a stranger just walk in your house that you don't know nothing about just because you're in a nice neighborhood. That's not going to happen. So why are we letting them walk into our country like that? Right? Without finding out who they are and making them go, like, without what we say all the time, vetting them. Right? Number 2, you're going to start putting the tariffs on China and whoever else you need to charge the tariffs on. There was a video where a chick was like, all that means is we're going to have to pay more money because now it's going to cost more to import this stuff. Okay, let's stop. What that's going to do is bring the factories back to the Americans. Now, can he do it in 4 years? Probably not. But can we get the ball rolling? Like you are missing the point. When you bring the factories back, that's in time going to bring more jobs. It's going to make more people want to go to work. And the last thing that he said was not taxing overtime. I mean, damn. I mean, that alone. Well, I was like, wait, what? You finna take care of that without me having to take care of it? Listen, let me tell you something.
Okay, so the gas prices right now is $3.26. Last time it was $3.26 was around August of 2021. August 2021, the gas prices was $3.25.
So Doug says Elon Musk is part of his cabinet. Yeah, they're going to roll out a whole bunch of technology in a minute. I'm pretty sure. But we're going to get into this video, Adam, that you sent. And we're going to talk about it real quick. Let's get into this because Adam wanted to talk about it. So let's see what this is.
All the time.
Rogan. This is
if
Joe
you
Rogan.
even have this much savage in you.
This is Joe Rogan podcast. We're using this video as a fair use watch. We're going to watch it and see what he says.
Everything out there right now is for the taking. Even the companies, all these companies that are so soft right now, Everything out there is for the taking. If you have even this much savage in you, if you are willing to go out there and grind and work hard, and these people that don't want to, stay home, man. Stay home and do your thing. Good luck to you. I wish you all the luck in the world. There's going to be a small group of hungry savages out there that are going to run every one of you over, and you can sit home and you can cry and complain about how you didn't get yours, and it's because this person had this opportunity that you didn't have. I tell kids all the time.
So it's interesting because like that's what's been going on, period. Savages, like people running people over. That ain't changed. Like
Right.
that's what's been happening. What is it? Dog eat dog world.
Yeah, it's a dog eat
Dog eat dog world.
Yeah, dog eat dog.
Like the only the strong survive. All of these sayings stem from what's been happening. And so once again, it's really a situation where it's the better, the wealthy versus the poor, right? The rich versus the poor. And then the people like us who are in between, we're the ones that get the blunt end of the stick, because think about it. The people who have corporations and millions and billions of dollars, they already know how to move their money correctly. They already know how to do their IRS tax paperwork so that their businesses pay taxes and not them personally. There's so many things behind that you just don't understand. The people who are poor are the ones that the Democrats promise all this stuff to, and not understanding that when you are relying on your government to take care of you, you are a dependent. You're not independent. You are a dependent. You're a dependent of the United States. You're their child. So therefore, you get whatever you get. You know what I'm saying? When you get what you get at that point. And it's such a touchy subject for some people, because you got, like, I was a Democrat for years, you know, and because my mom was a Democrat. So it was kind of just like I was a Baptist for years. 'Cause my mom was a Baptist.
I'm going to answer mom's statement in a second.
So let's read it. The gas prices are not part of Trump's doing, is it? His policy has not come into play, and not taxing overtime will not make a big difference when his tariffs lock in.
So because he can't, the reason why him not wanting to tax overtime is because he can't make the companies raise the minimum wage or the wage that they're giving. So in order to combat the difference between him taxing other countries and us still not feeling like we're getting murdered in the grocery store, was him saying that he was going to give us no tax on overtime. Now, for me, no tax on 65% of my hours are overtime. So no taxes on overtime would put me in another tax bracket.
That's huge. That's huge.
Now, I'm not talking for everyone else,
Right.
but for me,
But
it would put me in another tax bracket.
But what that's also going to do is that's going to make people who would normally, because I've seen it. I've seen people who normally would go home because they have too much overtime and they know they're going to get taxed. That's going to make these people stay. That's going to be more productivity in these companies and these businesses, these organizations. So it's going to be a win-win for the employer and the employee.
And the gas price, when it was announced that Trump was going to be president, the gas price dropped because the other countries and the people that are buying gas or buying barrels of crude oil know that he's going to drill, which is going to drop the price anyway. So it is kind of his policy. He just hasn't stepped into office to make those moves. So they're just like, you know what, we might as well get ready with it now. Just like with Putin
wanting to talk,
getting on national television and saying, hey, I need to sit down with y'all.
I'm ready to talk to you.
I'm ready to sit down, because he knows that he's going to get heavy tariffs put on him if he don't adhere to chilling out in Russia and Ukraine.
The moves that this man is making,
it's about them.
It's crazy.
It's about how they see Donald Trump and not about what policies are like, because Donald Trump not only is a hard and roguish businessman, but when he was president, he was really putting his thumb down on those other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Now these tariffs, no matter what, these tariffs are
Hi,
gonna
baby.
these tariffs are gonna hurt for a little while for us, for people who are grown-ups. But for our kids, it's gonna allow them to flourish, because people will stop buying all those products from
Other
other
countries.
countries,
And
and
start making them here.
it'll make excuse me, the United States want to start building again, like we did when I was a kid, when you could just go get a job
you had
anytime you
factory
wanted
workers.
to. When there was factories,
Mhm.
it like jobs was
You had a
plentiful when I
railroad
was a kid.
system.
But because the presidents before Trump, the Bush people, the Bidens, they all gave our work away to other countries.
Mhm.
And then they didn't do any tariffs to combat us not making any money from it.
Because
So
remember,
the biggest
when you
hold
got
on,
out
I'm
of high
not done.
school.
The biggest problem we're having overseas is we're allowing everyone else to sell their product here, but when we try to sell our product there, they want to tax us.
They
Or they
do it.
or they want to make it a co-op so they can steal our technologies and then duplicate it over there and then sell crap back to us. That's what's happening. And that's why we're losing. We don't build anything anymore. We don't make anything anymore.
Think about when you were in high school, you learned a trade your senior year. You got out of high school and went straight into a $40,000 job a year. Back then, that was a lot of money when cars were $6,000. So the thing is, bringing back, when they say make America great again, he's talking about bringing back the businesses. He's talking about bringing back more jobs by doing this. Because ultimately, when it costs that much to go get this stuff from out the country, what are you going to do? You get to the point you go, I'm just going to make it myself.
Yeah, we're gonna, and I'm not lying to you, Mom.
So, but
We're gonna
let me
get
read it
hurt.
out loud.
You're gonna read what she's saying? Yeah.
Mom says, but we will get murdered because food and imports are going to go up.
It's
Think
gonna
of the
hurt.
ripple effect.
It's gonna hurt for a little while. But the problem is that we did this to ourselves. The United States did this to themselves. We've done this to ourselves.
Over the years, yeah.
We have basked in the glory of buying product from everyone else except ourselves.
Mhm.
Remember, I think, what was it, 10, 15 years ago, everybody was on the national television. Please buy American. Please buy American. Don't buy nothing unless it says USA on it.
Right.
People didn't quite understand what they were telling y'all.
Mhm.
But now that we're hurting and we're having inflation issues, now everybody's like, oh, well, I don't want to feel the hurt. I don't want to feel the hurt. But if you sweep dirt under the
You've
carpet
been
for so
feeling the hurt.
long,
You're going to trip over it.
you're gonna trip over the carpet eventually. It's time to start fixing it so our kids don't have these same problems.
And it starts somewhere. And so understanding there's always the calm before the storm and vice versa.
So instead of doing smaller government, they've been just printing money to try to fix it,
Right.
which has caused inflation.
And look what that's done for
Look
us.
at what it's done to us. And when we could have just put more people to work,
Mhm.
and we're just not doing it.
Think of how the dollar circulates, for one. I'm gonna give you an example with just the highest consumer. So for those who don't know, the number one consumer is blacks, and we don't make up the vast of the population. Imagine that. But we spend the most money. So think of it this way. You get your check, and immediately it doesn't stay in the black community, right? Because sister girl is going over getting her hair from the Asians, right? You're going to go and buy your clothes from who? Nothing American.
Nothing American.
These
Yeah.
clothes they don't come
None of
from
the clothes
America.
we buy is from America.
So you're getting your clothes, you're outsourcing your clothes from other people that's not American made. So the dollar never even circulates like it's supposed to in the community. It's so sad to watch, and yet we complain about what's happening. We don't understand that this is something that has been happening over time, and here it is where it's like right in your face now. And the only reason people are kind of understanding more is because of technology, because they're kind of putting it in your face now. Mom says the other presidents did not own companies. The companies themselves ran to other places themselves. I just believe this dude has an underlying agenda.
You're right. The other presidents did not own the companies, but they did not make sanctions. See, the problem is that even if you're an American company and you build your product out of the country, you're going to get taxed too. It's going to force you to come home.
Yeah.
The
Bring
other
your butt
presidents
home.
didn't do that. The other presidents say, hey, if you leave, this is what's going to happen. They let him leave and make billions and billions of dollars off the demise of us not getting jobs and not having the economy that we need to hold up.
Let's say Jordan says, the economy the way it is today is why that guy Reggie don't have your 20 bucks.
You're right. You're right. He out there trying to find a job to get my $20. Now Reggie got a good job. He just ain't showed up and paid me my money.
Yeah, some people, man. Some people's children still love you, Reggie. Adam says Kamala came straight to mind when talking about spending, Treasure. Chick had $1 billion. Yes, let's talk about it.
Well, yeah, hold on. Let me add to that. Because
let me finish reading it. Though.
Oh, okay.
Chick had $1 billion in her campaign account and ended up $20 million in debt.
And this is the people
we
that
sure dodged a bullet with her.
This is the one that they wanted to fix the economy.
Right. When she don't even know how to math herself.
She can't even do the math.
She can't even do her own math.
Or even control the people that's around her to do the math. Now, Mom, you did say that there was an underlining agenda. Okay, today I just watched 2.5 hours of Congress trying to impeach Biden and Harris for taking money from China through his son, what's his Hunter Biden. And they're right now in Congress right now talking about impeaching Biden and Harris right now before they get out of office. So they had underlying agendas too.
There's always an underlying agenda. And so what we got to understand, like I say, when it comes down to what is the best thing for you as a person, what you got to deal with. We're not talking about personalities here. We're not talking about likes and dislikes. I don't care what he likes and who he's with and none of the stuff he does personally. All I care about is the policies that he's going to impose. And when I had to compare the two, I'm looking at a woman who's letting people come in here and rape and kill and pillage from us, right? I'm looking at a woman that laughs when she locks up our black men. We still got family members to this day locked up behind her and Biden. I'm looking at a woman who says the same speech over and over and over again. I'm looking at a woman who took 45 minutes to come out to her own alma mater to address them, still didn't come out and sent a man to do it. Like, she's not something or somebody that I would want. She's not presidential at all.
She's and
at all.
I believe Mom said how blacks spend money will not change. I agree.
No, that's not going to change.
I agree. But why are we trying to save people who don't want to save themselves?
Come on now. Let's talk about it. And I explained that to a good friend of mine when we were talking about rich versus poor.
And I love all races, all kinds. I love my blacks. I love whatever you call yourself. But if you're not going to do what you need to do by establishing a budget, making sure that you can pay your bills, stop taking handouts and bettering yourself, what are we talking about?
So me and my daughter was having a conversation the other day, and I said something to her. I said, listen, I don't really sympathize with some of these people, because it's like, at what point as an adult that you grow up and say, you know what? Yeah, I might live in the hood and this is all I know. I didn't have a daddy, whatever your sob story may be. But what point do you say, I want to do better and I'm going to do better. I'm going to get up and make the change. I'm going to stop whatever is happening with my family and however you want to look at it, right? At what point do you get up as an adult and say, I'm sick of this, man. I want to do something for myself. I want to have a legacy from my name, my children, my family, and so forth. And I'm going to stop the what you call it, it's a word for it. I can't think of it right now, but the ongoing mishaps of your bloodline or whatever you want to call it. Like, right. At what point do you say that?
And no, I don't think Trump is presidential, but that's not why we put him in office.
That's not why we put him in office.
We put him in office to do a job.
And
a job that he's capable of doing.
He's capable of doing the job, and he's respected of doing the job by other countries. Kamala couldn't walk into these countries where some of these women still are covered and can't speak and think she was going to sit down with their president. That wasn't going to work. Sorry, not sorry.
She would have caused more issues.
That's why we keep saying that. And listen, if Kamala was the right person for the job, I would have been all for a female taking that role. Like, this has nothing to do with the male versus female thing. If she was the right person for the job, I'd have been all for it. But she was not that. And a lot of people voted for her. out of
Out
emotion.
of identity. It's because it was identity politics.
Yeah.
She had no policy.
Nothing.
All she kept talking about, every time someone asked her a question that had some grit and some meat on it, she went right back to the standard programming of, she basically had a textbook answer with no answers in it.
You know how when you call somebody and they talking to you on the phone and they keep reading from the script, you like, dude, just answer the question.
Right.
And they can never answer the question. That's what she did. She just wasn't respected.
Adam
says, learn about civics, learn about finance, learn about stocks, learn about bonds, learn about crypto, learn about online marketing, learn about property, learn about residuals,
right.
Learn the difference between rich and wealthy, then keep learning.
Yeah, and what you said about Schumer, you're right. The allegations, and they have not only do they have allegations against the current president, not Trump, but Biden, but they have proof, but it's not gonna make it through the Senate. You are correct. They're gonna shoot that down real quick.
Mom said, y'all said she not presidential. I'm just saying he isn't either.
No, we're not saying one is presidential more than the other.
No.
We're just saying that one was more suitable for the job.
Exactly.
That's all we're saying.
Chris is in the building. What up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. And my thing is this: what I was upset with was that people were voting for her under the strength of because she was the first female president or because she was Black. And I'm like, that is asinine to do that, because you haven't listened to what she's done. You haven't gone back and done the homework and the history on this woman. This woman was a disease to us for years.
Right.
For years, y'all. And if you look, and in comparison, if you honestly go back, if you want to do numbers and look at stuff, if you look at what she did for the Black community versus what he did way more for the Black community than she ever did. He wasn't locking people up. Yeah, he's made some comments and some snide remarks, but haven't we all? So we ain't gonna call the kettle black. And I'm not rah-rahing for Trump. Please understand, I do not like him.
Yeah, he's not a good man, but he's the man for the job.
That's it. Mom said, she said, this dude had no answers either. Did you not hear his answers?
It's not about his answers.
It's about what he's doing.
It's about what he's doing and what's been proposed no, it's in his policies. So I personally believe that nobody should be able to just walk in our own backyard and take $6,000 a month.
Because who gonna
$6,000 a month in service? We're paying.
That's what I'm saying.
We're
paying for that.
Okay, that's just one. Okay, so he wants to stop people coming in just because they want to, because the services provided to them is being taken from the people who need it. All the FEMA people that was in Florida and had all that water go through their houses, they got $750. These people who were coming in are not even a U.S. citizen or an American, which is a difference. That's a whole nother show. But they're not even from here, and they're taking $6,000 a month through services, through social services.
They get food stamps.
They're
getting housing.
They kicked a whole school of students out of school to put these people into school and made those kids do homeschool.
I mean, I'm just saying.
That's not cool.
This is what Kamala's doing.
That's the first thing that's on his list. And that was supposed to be the only thing that's on her list, and she did a terrible job at it.
She's the reason why the borders are even open.
Okay, so what about fracking? What about digging oil so we can drop the gas prices for these trucks that bring our food and everything that you get to your house?
They had a video
so they can drop the prices on that.
What about fracking? They caught her saying that she was against fracking,
right?
And then
she changed her mind because she knew she was going to lose if she said that.
She turned around, and when she heard what Trump said, she was like, right. "Well, I'm not against fracking."
So fracking is the second one. These are the first two orders he said he was going to do. He was going to stop the border, and he was going to dig, baby, dig. That was his line. Dig, baby, dig. Dig means that he was going to dig for oil and open up our oil refineries so he could drop the prices of gas so these trucks can move product cheaper. That's the second one. The third one is he was going to drain all these other politicians that are draining the coffers the coffer accounts with all this extra fluff and stuff that they got going on. So he's going to do a full audit of the which he was doing. He was doing an audit. People got mad because they was losing their jobs,
Right.
and then they voted. The Electoral
Right.
College was like, "Hey, I'm about to lose my job.
He got to get up
I
out of
gotta
here.
get this man up out of here."
Right. And let's go. This is one of my favorites because this one is a touchy subject. This is real touchy because people, Kamala over here
Doug
fighting.
said, "Did I get my $20 from Reggie?" Nah,
Nah, we
he
looking
still,
for him.
He still ain't gave me my money, Doug.
We looking for him. My favorite is this. Kamala is fighting for the LGBT community.
That's all she did.
She denounced God.
She spent $1.8 billion in Africa on a campaign to get a man to marry a man. And then they kicked her out of it. They told her that they was going to cut her hands and her feet off if she did not leave the country.
So, because now you're trying to impose the same sex on people who don't go for that.
And then on top of
They
that,
don't
like
go for that in Africa.
I'm gonna say this, and I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. If you Christian, why are you voting for somebody like that?
Come on now. I'll
If you
wait.
believe in God, why are we worried about abortion and all the rest of this other stuff?
I'll wait because let's be honest. You worried about being able to kill a child instead of not having it in the first
That was
place.
her whole campaign basis was on abortion.
And let me tell you, I don't care about what you do with your legs open or closed. I want to know what's gonna happen with my money.
Right.
That's what I want to know.
I need to be able to pay for diapers. I don't care about
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What's gonna go on with my money? And so this is the battle. We battling against being gay and being able to tell a child that they can have a sex change versus not letting people in the country that's not supposed to be here.
We shouldn't even
and
be
have
having these talks.
Yeah, what is
we
he
should be
talking
talking about
about?
finances, security, making sure our children have schooling. That's what we should be talking about. Jordan said he voted for Obama
Well,
because he was black, and he ended up not doing nothing for us. And you're right, Jordan. Obama basically opened up the door for the alphabet people and the LGBT plus folks. That's all he did for us. Voting him, no, but the principles that he's standing on are Christian principles. He's getting the gay agenda out of school.
He's bringing, that's what people pissed off about.
He's bringing prayer back to school.
That's what people pissed off about. Let's be honest.
He's making it illegal for parents to take their children and get them castrated and turn into women. I mean, women and men, vice versa.
Little boys and the girls, and little girls and the boys. He said, if you do that, you are going to prison and it's a felony.
Though he may not be a Christian either, he still follows. He's
following the guidelines.
If you look at his policies, they're along the lines of Christian principles or even godly principles. I can't say Christians because there's some Christians out there that be tripping.
I'm going to tell you this. Let me tell you this. I don't even want to get into the whole Christianity thing. But
whereas what happened, and there's parents out there right now have 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds saying, "Hey, mom, I don't think I'm a boy. I want to be a girl."
And they're taking them.
They go get them chemistry.
Yes, they start them on hormones.
Chemically castrated.
Yes.
Give them hormones and allow them.
That is happening.
That's child abuse, moms.
Not to mention this Governor Newsom with his deranged Galvin Newsom.
Yeah,
California's governor.
He's a horrible man.
This dude has just passed it to where your child can go to school and speak privately with their teacher, and they don't have to tell you about it. When the teachers are having babies with these kids, and we're saying that that's okay.
So the kid, so the kid could be in there with the teacher and tell the teacher what's going on with them, or doing something freaky with these teachers,
and they don't got to tell you about it.
Teacher don't got to disclose anything to you.
Nothing.
He just passed a law in California to do that.
That just happened.
That just happened.
That
just went on the books.
What I'm saying is stuff like that is the same stuff that Trump's trying to get rid of. Yeah, that's not okay at all.
That's not okay, man.
That's not okay at all. And that's what we're saying. Like, people are so busy.
If these teachers are not worried about losing their jobs and all these parents starting to homeschool their kids, they better get their stuff together and start acting right in these schools and handling. And when you have someone who does something wrong, they need to be persecuted and put in jail and put underneath the jail for touching somebody's kid or doing something crazy to somebody's kids. We need to stop playing with these folks.
No, seriously. It ain't cute no more. And the thing about it is, how did we go? And I always bring this up because how did we go from turning gay into a weapon of war? Because remember, I don't know if you remember it or not, but back in 1992, they were really trying to make some sort of gas or drug or something that they could release on the soldiers to make them want each other.
Right.
And they was going to use that as a weapon of war. How did we go from that to everything's rainbows and the LGBTQ whatever is just taking over? Everywhere you look, it's everywhere. Like, that is not okay.
Now,
you can't reproduce that way. You're stopping bloodlines, you're stopping legacies, you're stopping families, and you're stopping people from thinking healthy.
every president that you vote for is going to do something that you don't like.
That's what I'm saying, Kamari. No, that don't make sense to me.
I believe that there's not going to be a perfect president out there at all, because there's always something that you want them to do that they just can't get done.
Yeah.
But the thing is that this particular president that's coming into office, has a plan that I align with. I want us to go back to principles that are more traditional.
Right.
I want us to go back to principles that were more godly. I want us to go back to principles when you can walk down the street and not have to worry. I want us to go back to that.
For those people who are here in Vegas, think about how Vegas was when the mob ran it. As a kid, I could walk through the casinos and didn't have to worry about getting touched because the mob did not play that.
They didn't play nothing.
You don't mess with women and children, bro. That's
they
it.
Did not play.
You getting taken to the back.
And it was cheaper then too.
Man.
But we were building and making things then. Donald Trump, though he's not a great man, he negotiated the free trade agreement when we were about to lose the steel industry. We had the steel industry on lock. We were about to lose it because of the president that was before him. And then he went in and renegotiated it and made sure that we were getting the right steel, because China was about to take the steel industry from America. He went in there and renegotiated.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about when I look at it, it's not about how I see the person, because he's not a good man. It's what I see is his policies are going to make things better for me and what my family's going to do in the future.
Hey, Mom, what do you think? Why did you say you don't think he's that guy? Because that's what I ask everyone. Because, like, what was it, 4 years ago? I didn't think he was that guy. I thought it was a joke. You know, I watched what he did in those 4 years. There was a lot of unrest. There was a lot of emotion. There was a lot of racial conflict. But what I did notice was my money was right. I noticed that.
I knew I was protected.
Right. There were certain things.
It wasn't because of the president. It was because of the policies that were in place.
Mm-hmm.
And people were afraid to go outside of those policies. And because they knew
what was going to happen.
Right now, there's no consequences for nothing.
Nothing.
Every city right now is running them up.
It's running them up. Especially when your kid can go talk to somebody and tell them secrets and do all kind of weird shit with them, and they ain't got to tell you about it. That's crazy.
Especially when
and that's Kamala's state.
Especially when an illegal immigrant can come into your state and rape a 5-year-old and then get away with it
like nothing. I mean, let's talk about it.
Because he was undocumented.
Mm-hmm. And she okay with this. And we've been saying, okay, she said all of this stuff about she don't agree with the borders being open, supposedly. Well, why haven't you closed them, ma'am? In the 4 years that you've been in there, they've been open. And we've had trouble. Like, that's one of my biggest things is safety, especially as a woman who have daughters. I got 3 girls, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to make a life for themselves as well. And I worry, like, we got people who could just, like I say, you're not going to sit up with your door unlocked and just let somebody walk in and be like, hey, how you doing? It's a free country. Just, help yourself. Come on in here and take a shower. I got a towel for you. I don't know you. I don't know if you're going to rape my baby or not, or whatever's going to happen, but come on in here. Like, come on, man. We can't do that with our country either. We can't let people just send stuff over here for pennies on the dollar. And we're literally, like, when we say we're taking from ourselves, we are. What's Chris saying? Here locally, the homeless, they are about to crack down on. When Trump comes into office, they are going to crack down on illegals. Also, they're going to
They've already
designate the
started.
cartels in Mexico as terrorist organization, which means we're going to war against the cartels. Then you got LGBTQ plus that's going to rebel against fears of losing their preferred status. It's a power kid. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the LGBTQ plus,
they're pissed off right now.
they're so pissed off right now
They're
that
so mad.
because of the statement that Trump did. What was that? 10 days ago, 9 or 10 days, a week, less than a
It
week
was
ago.
less than a week ago.
Trump got on national television and said that he's not going to allow LGBT community to infiltrate the school systems and allowed to do chemical castrations, and he will be prosecuting those
I mean,
people.
let's keep it 100. That's demonic,
That's just
bro.
crazy. That's just
That is
demonic and
super
crazy. Yeah.
demonic to sit there and go, you know, I should let my 8-year-old be a girl. We're gonna go ahead and take him in and get him on these
How
hormones.
crazy your parents got to do to not understand that that kid is going through something and that they need some help. They
Or it's
they
not
don't
even that
need
they're-
they don't need chemical help. They
Listen.
need help. They need mental help.
It's not even that they're going through something. Let's go back in the day where little girls who wanted to play sports or just didn't want to wear dresses, they were called tomboys. It didn't mean they wanted to be with another girl. That's not what it meant. You had some males who were more feminine and into their femininity than they were into their masculinity. It didn't mean he wanted to be with another dude.
Right, Adam. I'm gonna get to you in a second.
And so I had this chick who was doing a video and she said her parents allowed her to go in when she was a girl
Mhm.
to transition into being a boy.
Oh, okay.
And she, as a whatever she is now, she was like, you know what? I wish they would have not done
They
that
would have not allowed
because
me to do
all
that.
it was is I was just a tomboy
She's-
and I didn't know it.
It was like when we used to
She was
want
like,
to
I
get
don't want to
tattoos.
be a man.
It was like when we wanted to get tattoos when we was young, and you was
We-
like, wait till you get older.
Exactly.
And that's what was going on.
Exactly.
Now, mom said, I thought she came up with a closure plan that Trump wouldn't let his people vote for. She came up with the plan, but it was rooted with $86 million going to Ukraine within that plan. What he said was, what he said to his constituents is that we're not voting for Ukraine to get money right now. We're voting on the border, and it needs to be a border bill only, not laced with a bunch of money we're supposed to give to a whole nother country to go fight another war. That's what that was about. And that's why her bill got shut down. Let's
Adam
go to
says,
Adams.
Oh my God, why are you saying he's not good? I don't understand what y'all think presidential means. Why play it down? He represents our country better than any president we've had in the last 5 decades easily. Adam, I gotta kind of agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I honestly gotta
on all
agree with you on
facets.
that.
Now he may not have the gift of gab like Obama
Yeah,
did.
he ain't got
where
the swagger.
He could tell you to go to hell without saying go to hell, but that's just, I mean, it is what it is. But when it comes to his policy, that's what I'm going off of. And if he strays from the policy and I see it, I'm definitely going to talk about it, and I'm going to apologize for it because I voted for him.
So here's the thing. Before he even stepped into office, right? Things started moving, and he ain't even the president yet. You had one guy who came, he called up and says, listen, I was supposed to come and assassinate you. And here's 2 more names that need to go with that, which they went and arrested them immediately. But this dude was like, I don't want no smoke. Like, I was supposed to assassinate you, but I'm turning myself in. I don't want no problems. I'm coming to the country and I'm turning myself in. How crazy is that?
I don't think he's a good man either. But if he does what he says he's about to do, and it comes to pass, I'll be changing my thought process.
Mom, here's the thing.
I'll be changing my thought process on what I think a good man is and what isn't.
Mom, here's the thing. Being a good man has nothing to do with making sure the American people are going to be true in American form. Policies over being a good man, I'm going to take. Because there's a lot of people that we think we know are not good people.
You think Mr. Walmart likes us?
Not at all. But
he
we go and shop there.
He grew up in a time with my grandparents, and I know his legacy comes from a bunch of crap. So I know he don't like it, but we always shop there.
Right.
We steady giving him and his legacy our dollars.
And we as union members, we're not supposed to even go there. I, for one, don't shop at Walmart. I stopped shopping at Walmart a long time ago.
Hey, LaTanya, how you doing, baby?
What's up, Miss Diamond is in the building.
Yeah.
So like him being a good man versus the policies that he's going, there's people at my job that I don't like. I don't think that they're good people, but the way that they conduct the crew when they lead them makes me go, all right, you're being honorable.
You're being honorable in the
Whether you good or not. I mean, that has nothing to do with whether you're being honorable and you're enforcing something that's going to work for my family and I over time and for everybody's family, because this ain't just for black, white, Hispanic. It's not. It's like he's really saying we got to bring back the jobs to America.
Right.
We got to close our borders. We got to get American people back to working and building strong families. This is what he's standing on. And for him to stand on that, these are the principles that I stand on. Like I say, I don't like the dude.
Those are the rules that anybody can run for president. You don't have to have any type of creed or be from somewhere. Anyone can run for president. You just have to meet the requirements, which is being a U.S. citizen, American, and that's it.
No, I agree, Mom. Time tells the truth on all.
And that's what we're waiting on. And I think out of both picks, he was the better pick.
For sure.
Though both picks wasn't that great.
Right.
But he's the better pick.
And so this is how you know that a lot of Democrats was tired of Democrats, because he swung Nevada right over the red.
I'm not, and I was
swung it right to red.
And I'm a Democrat. I'm still saying that I'm a Democrat, but they ain't done nothing for us.
We can't even be a Democrat.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Republic.
Let's call a spade a spade. I've been this color as long as I've been. And the Democrats has done nothing but give us entitlements, handouts, and made us go, hey, can you give me some more? Can you give me this? Can you give me that?
String us along.
None of them has ever taken us and put us on our feet to walk on our own. They've never done nothing for us.
Not a thing.
And then every time they have an election, they come out and say, we need to get the black vote. We need to get the black vote. And when they get the black vote, they never do nothing.
And then the funny thing, Kamala said, all the young people is stupid. She said that. And then when I was like, you young people are so bright. You vote for me. You're so smart and intelligent. I just love you. Come on, bro. Like, there's technology, dude. It's recording.
Everything I've ever seen the Democrats do is hand out entitlements instead of handing out. Instead of teaching you how to fish, they've been fishing for us for over 100 years.
And now we're wondering why we're handicapped. We're wondering why we handcuffed and we can't do nothing. We're wondering why our kids is lazy and sorry and don't want to do nothing but look at a computer all day long. I'm
getting sick and tired of the Democrat agenda. And then they got these people that get on CNN, them sorry chicks on The View. They get up there and they praise these sorry people for giving us entitlements instead of making us strong the way they should be doing. Our parents didn't raise us up like this. You didn't raise me like this. Your parents didn't raise us like this to take handouts. We were strong people. We're still going to be strong. My legacy will be just like you gave me, and my kids will be strong because of it. And I'm not taking no sorry handout from these sorry people who just want to keep their thumb on my neck.
And he has spoken. Leah said, Trump is a businessman. Come on, this is where I love this. Trump is a businessman. America is a corporation. We need a good business person to fix all the craziness. Stop sending billions to other countries when that money is needed here to get Americans back on track. We're supposed to be a force to be reckoned with, and we look like a damn hot mess doing the walk of shame. Facts.
I'm sick of these Democrats. Democrats.
I mean,
I didn't know better when I was younger. But as I get older, I'm doing better. I'm reading. I'm looking at these politicians closely. You don't know how hard it is for me not to come in here every week and tell you what a local politician or somebody's doing, because that's how hard this particular campaign has got me into.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's something wrong here. I've been voting for the wrong people.
My whole life. So let's give some flowers real quick. Let me spit my seed out.
Yeah, let me
Adam says.
Hold on before you read that. Let me thank the people who has put the likes in the chat. Latanya, thank you for the like. Janae, thank you. I think that's how you say the name. Janae Long Richardson.
Janae.
That's
Dr. Janae Long Richardson.
Dr. Janae. Stephen Ozunu, thank you for the like.
Big Steph.
Chef Shifty, thank you for the like.
What
My
up, bro,
mom,
bro?
thank you for the like.
Appreciate y'all.
I love you, Mom. Linda, thank you for the like. Chris Thiesgen, thank you for the like. Tracy Gray, thank you for the like. Dougie Fresh, thank you for the like. Lynette, thank you for the like.
Appreciate y'all.
Frank, thank you for the like, Frank. Adam LaRosa, thank you for the
La
like.
Rosa.
And Jordan, thank you for the like. I thank y'all for chiming in and doing that for us. It helps us with those algorithms.
Appreciate y'all. Let's give some flowers real quick.
Yeah.
Adam says, Moms, you raised a good son. Yes, that's my opinion. Tell me how any other president from either party has better represented our country as a culture, as a person, as a representative. He's flawed, aren't we all? He's rebellious against the government, don't we all? He wants us all to climb out of the hole, don't we all? The fact that he's wealthy is the only thing he doesn't have in common with all of us. Obama was supposed to do what Trump is.
Yeah, he was. That's what we all thought he was going to do. We thought he was going to go in there and change it. And the only thing they used Obama as is, hey, we need you to get on. They did it like how James Brown, they was like, hey, we got to get you out there on stage so you can calm these dudes down,
Right.
so they don't tear up our neighborhoods.
That's what exactly.
That's exactly what he did, and he did nothing for us.
But he did everything for the alphabet gang.
He did everything for the alphabet gang and
They
all
can
the
get
people
married now.
and for all the people who got him in office except for us. And
Mom
yeah,
said, hold up. I love the View.
I know you love the View, and that's why I'm banging on them women, because they suck. They're terrible.
Man, listen, this got a bunch of miserably unmarried single women who
Trying to tell you how to be married.
Mhm.
Every last one of them ain't married, and they want to tell you how to
trying
be
to
married.
tell you how to be in your masculinity.
Right.
It's crazy.
But yeah,
Chris says, yes, I'm so glad to hear this, Sean. Let it out, bro. Think it is the truth.
My frustration comes from me being so naive, because like I grew up voting Democrat just by default, not understanding that maybe I should be looking at these people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Looked at them. You never
I just was like, it's Democrat all the way.
Blue, this is what it is.
Right. And then when I started to look, I was like,
wait a minute.
I did myself a disservice. Because no matter who it's going to be in office, one's going to do more for me than the other, whether they're Democrat or Republican or whatever. And I wasn't doing my homework. Now that I'm doing my homework, I'm like, no, it ain't
adding up.
It's not, the math's not mathing.
And
yeah, he was a Democrat too.
Let's talk about it. He sure was.
Yeah, and the Democrats used to love him. They used to ask him for all kind of money. There's been multiple Democratic presidents that's taken over $1 million from Donald Trump. But yeah, we wasn't supposed to be talking about Donald Trump. Like, we were supposed to go into.
They started it.
No, what was supposed to happen? We started it.
We were supposed to talk about the finance.
What was supposed to happen is like, now that we're getting a new president, how would you handle your finances for the next 4 years?
Right.
And then all of a sudden we went on this rampage on Donald Trump.
Because here's what I believe is going to happen. What's the new dude? He just the Indian guy?
Vivek.
Yeah, Vivek. Vivek is your next president.
No, JD Vance is going to be.
I don't think it's going to be Vance yet. I think Vance may come after.
I'm just telling you what the Republican Party is going to.
And if so, then Vivek will be his vice president.
Mark my words. I betted on this one. Who want to bet on this one?
We got to get that.
After these 4 years, $20. After these 4 years, as Trump gets closer to the end of his campaign, they're going to be pushing JD Vance as the next president.
Yep. And if they don't, if they do, I believe Vivek will be his VP.
So,
because I believe he's going to be trained. He's under Trump.
So we need to be watching Vance closely on what moves he's making.
Mom said Vance is an idiot.
Hey, but
why is he an idiot, Mom?
Okay, so even if he is, the Democrats don't have anybody.
They ain't got nobody. Not they don't have nobody to go up against him.
They don't have nobody to go against the next 6 people in the Republican
And if you're going to bring a woman, let's bring Candace Owens.
If you're going to bring a woman, you're going to
bring Candace Owens.
And she's a Republican. So
let's bring Candace, because I guarantee you, I just heard out of white male's mouth that they would vote for Candace Owens. So
read JD Vance's book.
Which book is it?
Yeah, what's the book?
Put it in the chat.
To read it.
Put it in the chat. Let's read it.
Yeah, what's the name of the book, Mom?
Because then we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Besides being a crayon eating Marine, he is absolutely not an idiot. Whoopi is an idiot.
Whoopi go. Whoopi,
Yeah, Whoopi.
look, Whoopi don't even have eyebrows. Like, how we gonna
Oh
talk about
my
somebody? How we gonna have a
God.
conversation that means something and you don't have eyebrows?
I can't even see your facial expression, and you know body language is 70% of
Right.
communication.
Well,
And
it's
I don't know
almost
if you-
80%.
I don't know if you happy, sad, because I can't tell right now.
He said, what did he say about Vance will be next?
Oh, my bad. He said Vance will be next. He's so well spoken. Both Vance and Vivek are, but Vance being president will have an advantage of being an incumbent. Candace Owens would easily get my vote.
Candace
Facts.
Owens will whoop every last one of them dudes.
Dude, oh my God.
If Candace Owens became one of the contenders, she's got my vote
For sure.
because she don't play.
For sure.
And that's the
Candace
that's it.
Owens, if on the
Okay,
ticket,
so
would
if
have
the
smoked Trump. I
if the
believe that.
Democrats
Yeah.
wants to put a woman up, that's the style they need to be
You
doing.
need to get you a Candace Owens.
Not someone who's going to chuckle and laugh.
And laugh at your demise. This gonna laugh. The one guy said this lady stood in the courtroom and laughed at me when she had convicted me falsely of doing something and almost had this dude locked up for his whole life.
And she laughed at
And
him.
she laughed at it.
Yeah.
And that's who y'all want to be, y'all president?
Come on, man.
A chick that's laughing because she finna lock some, and not to mention the over 400 cases that she got caught mishandling, where people was locked up falsely.
Candace Owens is a gangster, man. I like
Beats.
Candace.
Isis says, I like Candace. I can handle that.
Yeah,
Facts.
Candace is a Republican.
Mm-mm. Bet you didn't know that.
Yeah, Mom, if you can get me the name of that book, I'll read it and we can talk about it.
She said, let me go find the name. They made a movie about his book. He's an idiot.
See, these are the type of conversations that we like to have.
Yes.
Like we don't want to be
There it is.
where everyone's speaking to each other. What's it say?
Hillbilly Elegy or Elegy is the book.
Okay, let me
I
look
can't
that
pronounce
up.
that
Hold on.
word. That's a
Hillbilly.
Candace is real black, not fake black. Anybody with a phone knows that. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like I say, we can talk about how much people are idiots, how much we don't like them, how much we don't like what they say, but what are they doing? That's what we got to look at, y'all. Get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings and be logical and go if what this man is going to do is going to ultimately better me, my family, my children's, then I mean, what is we really talking about?
Yeah, Ma, I'm picking it up now, and give me some time to read it, and then it's on an audio book. I'm gonna get the audio.
Let's read a little quick snippet from it.
No, not right now. I'm gonna get the audio book and I'm gonna listen to it while I'm at work, and then we're gonna talk about it later, and then maybe we'll do a show.
We'll definitely probably do a
Yeah,
show on it.
yeah.
We'll do a show on it.
The audio book's 99 cents, so I'm gonna check it out tomorrow.
Adam says, okay, moms, was it made by Spike Lee or Michael Moore? Adam's stupid. She says, that don't even sound appealing. I don't know what it is. We're going to get into it.
So
Oh,
Mom
she's
says
not-
that- you're not a Candace
How are
Owens
you
fan?
not a Candace Owens fan?
Wow.
That's
Mom.
deep. Why?
Wow.
Mom, why? Why? Oh my God, I gotta hear this one.
Yeah, I don't have to like you on a personal level.
She said no.
I don't have to like you on a personal level for me to think that you can do your job. Like there's people I work with that I don't like on a personal level, and I know that they're capable of doing their job. I know they're more than capable of doing their jobs.
What do you not like about Candace Owens though?
I don't know.
That's interesting. People look at her like she's whitewashed. She's so far from whitewashed.
Yeah,
She's so far.
not.
She don't strike me as being whitewashed at all.
She's well spoken. She's strong.
right.
She says exactly what she means.
She's logical.
She's
which
logical.
which is an anomaly for a woman. She doesn't think with her emotions.
She reminds me of someone that I know personally, but she doesn't like her at all.
Who? Oh.
Candace Owens reminds me of something that I've known all my life.
That's why I was like, what? That you're like one and the same almost.
I loved it. I love Candace Owens. She's always pushing the envelope.
So mom says her whole premise is a put down of others, whitewash.
Negro.
What Mom, you want to come on and talk about it? You want to come on in and talk about it? Because I want to know. I want you to go.
There's a fine.
She hates the black experience. So do I.
I
hate the black experience too. I don't want to have nothing to do with the black experience.
I have a huge problem with the black.
Yeah,
I've been telling for the last 5 or 6 years. I've been telling my wife I'm turning into Uncle Ruckus because the way the culture is going.
Them new niggas over there.
The way the culture is going.
Yeah.
Is that I'm like, Mom, we didn't grow up like y'all. The Youngs, the Cheltenhams didn't teach us like what's happening today. I totally despise what these kids and what's going on today. They're crazy. They're so out of line.
Yeah. Mom said she'll come on another day. Isis said, Ryan said, people say her ideologies are whitewashed, not necessarily her being well-spoken and etc. Yeah, and see, let me tell you why they say that. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to break it down for you right now. Adam said, what? Hold on. I'm going to read this before I break it down. Adam says, what? She called out BLM for stealing from their supporters with receipts. Fact.
She did do that.
So let me say this. Black people that are saying she's whitewashed are the same unscrupulous, are the same mischievous, are the same handout, taking whatever you can get, scum of the earth. I'm just gonna put it like that. And it's the difference between the broke mindset and the wealthy mindset. So you think because she's calling you out on your bullshit that she's whitewashed. You think because she's bringing receipts with like this BLM thing, she's whitewashed. And what has to happen is at some point, we got to have somebody for us stand up and say, listen, this is what it's supposed to look like.
We know that's not you, Mom. We're talking about the general public.
No, Mom, of course not.
We know that's
told
not
her now, that's not me. Back up.
Yeah.
Mom, I don't want no problems. I want no problems.
We know that's not you. We're talking about the general public.
Adam in the building. Adam, you finna come on here? Let us know when you put a 1 in the chat, Adam, when you're ready.
1 second, man. Let me say this. Is it whitewashed? Okay, so then people must think I'm whitewashed. Because when I see a dude messing up or sagging his pants or doing the ghetto stuff that I didn't grow up doing, and I say something about it, they probably think I'm whitewashed too.
Right.
So I must be whitewashed.
Right.
Because when I see something that's wrong, I call it out.
All right, Adam's ready to come to the stage. We're going to bring Adam on in here so we can talk about it. Good evening, Adam. Peace and blessings to you, sir.
How y'all doing tonight?
What's up,
wonderful.
Adam? What's going on, buddy?
Oh, it's just another day in paradise. I'm loving this South Texas.
Yeah, man.
All right. So,
Worse if people think I'm whitewashed, cousin.
man, you guys have given me so much material tonight.
You might want to start your own show, man.
No, I love listening to you guys. You guys are excellent. But I'm just saying, like the gas prices we were talking about earlier. I mean, we're kind of rewinding a little bit. But out here, it's $3.88 or it's $2.88 a gallon. I just paid $2.88 a gallon for diesel. All right, you guys are paying almost $4 a gallon for diesel out there. That has a lot to do with you guys' legislation.
Right.
It doesn't have a whole lot to do with the federal gas prices or the regulatory commission, because every single time that Nevada or that the federal government reduces a tax, Nevada picks up the difference and adds it on. So you guys are compounding on your gas tax per gallon. All right, so that's one thing, and it actually started in California. That's where Nevada got the idea for it. All right, second, The View. Oh my God, your mom's listening to The View. Come on now.
The View is horrible, man.
That's like the
worst source of information ever.
Oh my God.
They hate everybody.
It's like the National Enquirer.
I mean, how are you going to, I mean, seriously, moms, how are you going to listen to somebody that does not know that anti-Semitism is actually racism? All right?
Yeah.
I mean, Whoopi Goldberg did not know that being against Jews or that Nazis were racist because they were anti-Semites.
Whoopi Goldberg don't know that she don't have eyebrows, bro.
And I mean, on top of that, her last name is a
It's
freaking Jewish
Goldberg.
last name.
Right.
Goldberg.
Oh, she's killing me. She's killing me. Candace Owens is absolutely awesome. And one of the biggest things about Candace Owens is that she exposed BLM. They
Yeah,
were stealing money and they were buying mansions, all right, off of the sentiment of people that were thinking that they weren't being
were losing their
recognized in
lives.
society.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, and Candace Owens was definitely one of the biggest ones that was exposing that.
She spent the whole year doing that.
She did. She
Yeah.
did. And she got hit hard for it
My
too.
mom said, "Leave my peeps alone."
Mom said, "Bye, leave my peeps alone." She's not
Oh,
against
come on.
Jews.
Come on.
Love you, Mom. Have a good evening.
She ain't gonna go nowhere. Mom's gonna be here still talking.
All right. Nah, I love her too. I mean, you know, she raised, you know, Sean's like probably one of the coolest cats that I've met out on the floor. So definitely raised a good man there.
Me too.
Yeah, the Adam, the biggest problem I'm having is well with the campaign is that they're more focused on the actual man instead of actual what's actually going to happen.
Right.
And
Right.
And that's emotional.
and I don't pick people who handle life decisions off of if I like you or not. There's been plenty of the football coaches I played for that I hated. But
Mhm.
How
they
many
were-
of your
but
bosses
they were
you work
remarkable.
for
They
that
were
you don't
remarkable people because they knew the game.
I
They
was
knew
a
how to
Stewart
play the
treasure. I
game.
didn't like any of them.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, how many bosses have I've had that I've been like, oh my God, that they're
Dude.
horrible. But
Right.
they're horrible people, but they've done great jobs with what they've done.
What they done in
Because
their-
I've
in
made
their
a
position.
lot of money underneath them.
Right, in their position. So I mean, and that's where it comes. Like I say, we get caught up in the emotional side of politics, and there's no room for emotions when it comes to politics. And I think that's where, even with Candace Owens, the people that don't like her, they get caught up in that, not understanding that she's just a person that's not going to stand for it. Just like my husband and I, we don't like it either. I don't like the old ghetto, downright nigga. I don't like that individual, because my thing is, what point are you going to show people what we're supposed to really look like? At what point are you going to conduct yourself in a manner where they go, well, hold on, they're not all the same. They're not all in, like, just like they have the white trash and all of that. It's every race. But when you're talking about your own people, dude, it's like, dude, at what point do you stop allowing society to dictate on what you're supposed to look like and what you're supposed to be? And then when they paint this ugly picture of you, you go ahead and confirm it by doing everything that they're saying you shouldn't be doing.
Well, the biggest hypocrisy is the overwhelming support of the Democrat Party, and I'm talking about the DNC now, not like your local Democrats, but the DNC, by Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, pretty much anybody other than white Americans, quite honestly. All right. The reason why I'm saying that is the Democrats haven't changed much since
Nope.
the Civil War.
Nope.
All right. And let's be honest. Okay. They are the reason why we had the first Civil War. All right.
Yeah.
Jefferson Davis was a Democrat.
Right.
All right. And then moving forward from that, you have people like Margaret Sanger, who was a staunch Democrat. She wrote Planned Parenthood, which was a eugenics program, which was specifically targeted towards minorities.
Thank you.
They wanted to whitewash the entire freaking country. All right. And that's the whole purpose of Planned Parenthood. That's why it's in low income neighborhoods. And then moving forward from that, you got Lyndon B. Johnson. You know what? Let me take a step back. JFK was definitely the type of Democrat that you would want to support, that you would want to be behind. He was the one that broke the party lines. He was their era's Trump, which
And
is
that's
why
why he got smoked.
it's good. Right, exactly. And that's why I feel like Trump is more leaning towards being a sacrificial lamb in the next 4 years than he was in the first 4 years.
Let me hold you for just a second.
Sure.
Because I said something to Sean the other day that I said, here's something that's interesting to me. Usually, when you are forced to be reckoned with and you're going to make change that a lot of people are not going to like because it's going to put them in a place where they're supposed to be, usually you're a target. They tried to kill Trump. Ain't nobody tried to kill Kamala at all.
They're not going to, because she represents the government that we all want abolished. I mean, whether you're a
Right.
Democrat or you're a Republican, the government as it sits right now needs to be reformed, needs to be changed, and needs to go back into we the people. All right. A lot of people don't and democratic policies, the basis of democratic policies is control. All right, if you believe in democratic policies and you believe that 50.1% of the population should be capable and obligated to control the other 49.9%.
Yeah, they
All
want
right,
to put a thumb on your neck for the rest of your life,
correct
and they do it through entitlements.
That's
Mhm.
right. And
And
Yeah.
people don't
but
know that.
no, I'm just talking about fundamentally, Sean. I'm just talking
Right.
about fundamentally. All right. And the way that our country was designed as a republic was that the minorities got a vote. So
Right.
the reason why we have 2 senators in each state is actually significant, because Wyoming, for example, the lowest populated state in the country, all right, has just as much Senate representation as California, the highest population state in the country.
Right.
Okay. And that was by design, so that, and if you break it down into the lower levels, which is your county governments, all right, I mean, even lower would be city, but let's just keep it at counties for right now. They divide up the counties as well. So if you went by a precinct and made that the electoral way of electing a governor, you would have completely demographics throughout the entire country,
Right.
because even the rural areas would have as much power as the cities.
Right.
But, like, for example, Nevada, it's an easy example, because there's 2 cities in Nevada that run the entire state, which is Las Vegas and Reno. All
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
Washoe County and Clark County run the entire state.
Yep.
Everybody else is just sitting there watching to see all the hell break loose.
Right.
All right,
That's
it's
right.
absolutely horrible. And so, when you get down to the fundamentals of Democrat ideology, all right, it's that almost half of the population is controlled by the other half of the population, and that's what's causing so much division. And every single Democrat politician that you see on the national stage right now is sitting there saying he's a threat to democracy, he's a threat to democracy, he's a threat to democracy.
Yes.
All right,
Absolutely.
they want democracy. You
Yeah.
have to take them at their word. That's what they want. They want to put the thumb on you. They want to
Yep.
boil you down. That's why minority politics are playing such a big part in Democrat policies right now. Because if your ideology is that half of the country is able to control the other half of the country, you want to try and scoop in all of the other smaller demographics. If you're losing the black vote, you're picking it up in the LGBTQ. If you're
Right.
losing the Hispanic vote, you're picking it up in the Asian market. All
Right.
right, all they're doing is they're scooping up minorities to offset the losses that they're getting from people that are realizing that they're screwing them all.
Right.
All right. And then that's why I'm saying, moving forward from JFK, you had Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson is on the record for the Civil Rights Act of 1964. He said, and you know what, Treasure, I'll let you look it up because it's not my place to say it. But look up Lyndon B. Johnson's quote, all right, when they were signing the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And then moving forward from that, all right, you have Joe Biden saying that he doesn't want his kids going to school in a racial jungle. He's on the record saying that.
And
All
he
right,
called
and
us super predators along with
Super
Hillary.
predators.
that's right. You have,
Yeah.
and he is the incumbent president of the United States. How are you going to tell me that the Democrats do not believe what they believed in the 1800s? You cannot tell me that. All of their policies that they support, Planned Parenthood, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, all right, affirmative action, which wherever you sit on affirmative action is actually racism, because it forces
It is.
it forces a demographic of the public into a job position, whether they're qualified for it or not.
Or
So
not.
basically, what they're doing is they're saying that we don't feel that you are mentally capable of handling a job that we have available for you. So we're just going to force feed you into it so that the demographics look good. And that's bullshit. I don't think for a second that I'm smarter than you or Sean. And I definitely don't think that I am more capable of a person than anybody else of a different skin color. That is absolutely insane.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
But yeah,
here's
thanks
that
for the
quote,
rant.
Adam. This is the correct one. No, we appreciate you. We appreciate it. This is what this platform is all
This is
about.
what it's supposed to be about. We
This
we
is
would
what it's
like more
supposed to
people
look
to get
like.
on and like you are instead of talking on the
Yeah, because the thing about it is it allows you to really get out what you feel, what's in your heart, and it draws the platform to really have a conversation. And again, we're not here to, point fingers at each other or talk bad or talk down to one another. We are here to legitimately understand why you may feel a certain way versus another person so we can talk about it, and maybe there's some things I don't know. And that's why I ask the people who don't support Trump and they do support Kamala or whomever, I'm like, what is it that I need to know that I just don't see? And nobody has been able to tell me.
Right.
So is this the quote you're talking about? For so long as man has lived on this earth, poverty has been his curse. On every continent and every age, men have sought escape from poverty's oppression.
No,
That the one you're talking
that's
about?
not the quote. It has to do with a voting demographic, and his reason for implementing the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was because he wanted a certain demographic of voter voting for Democrats for the next, I believe he said the next 100 years or the next 3 generations. I can't remember which it was, but the term that he used is definitely one that'll hit home for you guys.
Oh, if I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely find it. Chris says, I'm going out on a limb here and speak just from my own observation. Whites are more likely and willing to call out and shun white criminals and white trash than blacks are to other blacks. I think this is one of the perceptions most Americans have, the perception that decent black folks defend the behavior of bad black folks. It's kind of the same thought process when I say there are no good cops. And I say that because I'm like, if you are a good cop and you see what a bad one is doing and you don't take action because you're afraid to lose your job or whatever is given to you, then that makes you just as bad. And so I don't think to kind of go off of that, Chris, I think what it is for black people is that we've been put down and we've been treated so poorly over so many years that we don't want to see ourselves treating each other bad. And I too agree with that to a certain degree. But when it gets out of hand and it gets out of control, at what point are we going to stand up and go, enough is enough?
Linda, I got it. Linda B. John, LBJ. I'll have those niggas voting Democratic for the next 200 years.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, that was in 1963.
And
He
then,
says these niggas are getting pretty uppity these days. This is a quote from him. These niggas are getting pretty uppity these days. The problem, he said, and that's a problem for us. Yeah, I remember this.
Yep.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
talked
I
about
remember
that.
reading about this in college.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris says, whether my observation is true and correct or not can be up for debate, but the perception of that difference between whites and blacks, I have to stand by. No, and I get it, Chris, because there's some truth in what you say. And I think that's why people are pissed at Candace for some of the things that she said and done, because let's be honest, for blacks, we're our own worst enemies. We don't take care of each other like we're supposed to. We don't support each other like we're supposed to. Like, and even though when we had these communities built like Black Wall Street and things of that sort, they were destroyed, but we never picked up and rebuilt them again.
The problem that we're having really is the ones that do good things for black people are not being announced on television. They're not being glorified in the public. So like, because like when I see something that a black person's doing wrong, I say something.
Right.
But you don't get to see it on TV or in the public, so people don't think that it's happening.
That it's happening.
I think that in all, good people say to people who are doing things bad, hey, you shouldn't do
You
that.
shouldn't do that.
But at the same time, it doesn't. We see, because of cameras and cell phones and social media, we see the worst of everything all the time. It just looks like
looks that way.
like we live in a whole world
That's right.
of crap. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
When I know in reality there's good people out there, and I'm hoping
There's more good people than it is bad.
I would like that's what I was about to say. I'm hoping that it's onslaught of good people than it is bad people. It's just that we're just watching them on social media like it's the next TV show, instead of going out there and telling them, hey man, cut this shit out.
There's a lot of truth in that for sure. But I think that where the privilege really comes in, all right, is I'm not sure how old you are, Sean. I'm 44, so I'm part.
I'm 46. I'm older than you.
All right, so we're both part of Generation X.
Yeah,
All right. We didn't have the constant exposure to the negativity of the world
I agree.
the way that the millennials did because they were, right at the cusp of internet, in the 90s. And the way that the Gen Zers are getting. All right. And I think that that has a lot to do with how perception of our reality is really playing out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah,
they're getting exposed to a whole bunch of things, that they flat out
I would have
shouldn't
never
be
even.
exposed
But
to.
I mean, almost 80% of the stuff that they get exposed to never crossed my path when I was a child.
No,
Correct.
seriously,
Me too.
not
Yeah,
at all.
And then
Not
trying to
at
block
all.
our kids from getting that negative exposure constantly is
right,
one of the hardest challenges of being a parent right now.
right.
Yeah.
Because we there's
Debriefing has been my ultimate job with my children.
Every day, especially
right,
when they would come home from school, it was a debrief process. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
right,
And now you
right.
got parents who the first thing they do is throw a iPad or a
Instead of
cell
debriefing
phone
them, they're throwing more
in
social
front of
media
their
in front of them.
child.
Yeah,
That's
You know,
right.
you got babies walking around with iPads and their faces in it all day long, and the parents is wondering what's wrong with their kid. Well, you're not raising your child. You're letting
Right.
social media raise your kid. You're letting people put poison into your child at an early age, and then when they get up and look at you and go, "Fuck you, dad," and you're like, "Whoa, what just happened?" What happened was you didn't do what you were supposed to do as a parent, and
Right.
so
and
you're
mom said that blacks perceive the same as whites when she's talking about what Chris said.
oh
Yeah, and we do. Like I see white kids in the Walmart or something, and I see them fucking up, and don't nobody say shit. They just
No.
let them fuck the store up just like everybody else's kids.
if not even
Yeah.
worse sometimes. I mean, it just really
Yeah.
Right.
depends.
Yeah. So I think we in a lot of things, I think we're all alike. It's just what we see on our algorithms
That's
is what's
it.
fucking us up.
That's
Yep.
it. And then that's the thing. That's the problem right there. And like we don't have the uncomfortable conversations with each other like we need to. And we need to do that
That's
more.
what these
Like,
shows are
this is
supposed to be about.
that's
Is
what
having
this
those
show
uncomfortable
is about, is to have those
Yeah.
uncomfortable conversations.
and then at the end of it all, not be mad at each other and know that we learned something on the way out.
Absolutely, because I'm gonna love you and I hope you love me, and I'm gonna think about everything that you said.
Yeah, because I'm
I'ma
still
tell-
coming over for Thanksgiving, even though I don't like the view, Mom.
well, hopefully mom is still no, she's
Hey.
coming over to our house. We have it at our house.
Oh, they're coming over.
Mom,
here.
you still
Mom,
gonna
you
make
still
the yams,
coming?
right?
You still coming
making
over,
the
yeah.
yams? Because
If not, I'm gonna kidnap you.
me and the kids want the yams. We just want the yams.
Hey, Treasure, did you share that article that I sent to you with your mom?
Let's see. Which one did you send? Let me go
That
and look at.
that one that I sent you about Kamala and how she was she when she was a DA, she what did she do? She was withholding evidence
Yes.
from the defense attorneys.
Yeah, we talked about it on
and
one of the
We
shows.
talked about. We actually put it
We
on
talked
the show.
about it on the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We actually
And so
talked
that
about it
caused
on the
like
show.
1,500 mistrials.
Yep.
And then the
1,500
other
mistrials because she was withholding evidence. So they
Right.
called back. They basically called back everything that she had her
That
hands
she
on.
ever did.
Correct. And then
Yep.
as an attorney general, when she was extending people's prison sentences,
Yep.
so that California had cheap labor, that's slavery.
Right.
Yeah.
That's slavery.
That's
Yeah.
slavery.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only entity in the country that can own
California's
slaves to
not the
this
only
day.
place that does that.
No,
The-
they're not.
ev-
And New York
Yeah,
tried to do it.
Yeah,
with Trump.
other states are doing that and they're not getting caught for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because according to geez, I
I've
forgot the
known
amendment.
plenty
I
of
want to
people
say
that's
it's
got their parole pushed back because of that very reason.
I
Mhm.
want to say it's the 18th Amendment. What was the amendment that was right after the Civil War? I want to say it was the 18th, but I'm not 100%. But anyway, the the abolishment of slavery. It was
Well,
specifically written in there that the government is the only one that can own slaves.
the 13th Amendment. I think
Was
that's
it
the
the
13th.
Was it the 13th?
Yeah, 13th Amendment talks about when you go to jail, the abolishment of 13th Amendment, the abolishment of slavery and involuntary servitude in the United States and its territories, with the exception of punishment as a crime.
There you
That's
go.
the
It's the
13th.
13th
There
Amendment.
you go. And
Yeah.
so
Yep.
who are the ones that are perpetuating that? The attorney
Right.
generals,
Right.
your local DAs. I mean,
Yeah.
all of these people that they say that they're tough on crime. What they're really doing is they're forcing slavery. And
Right.
on top of that, what they're also doing is they're manipulating the vote, because how many people can vote if they're convicted of a felony?
Right.
And let's not even talk about what they get paid per per prisoner from the
Oh, yeah.
coffers.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
The
yeah.
money that comes from the coffers
Right.
per prisoner
Astronomical.
is
Right.
big
And that's
money.
why they're building more prisons.
Right. That's right. Well, they turned it into big business.
Right.
Mhm.
Once,
figured
once
out how to tap
government
into the
started to
coffers.
subcontract it,
Yeah.
they
Somebody
turned it
figured
into-
out how to turn human beings into securities.
Your
That's right.
personalized license
Yeah,
plate
that's
costs
right.
you $80 every time you get it renewed, but a prisoner made it
Yeah.
for 50
Yep.
cents.
And they tapped
Right.
into the coffers to pay those bills.
That's right.
Yes, they do,
100%.
Mom. They get paid from the major corporations.
Yes, they're
Yep.
right. That
That's
is
right.
correct. Yeah,
Yep.
they do that.
All for show.
Yeah, that's a whole show in itself if we went
It-
into that, bro.
It really, it really is. It
Yeah.
really is.
It's getting pretty late, y'all. We 2 hours into this.
Questions?
If you have any questions or anything that we could debrief before we get out of here, we thank you for coming out. Adam, it's always a pleasure. Anytime,
Yes,
buddy.
we
Hey,
appreciate
great,
you so
great
much.
seeing you guys.
All right, have a good one,
Salute.
man.
All right, you too.
Well, listen, real quick. We gonna have the questions up for a couple minutes if y'all got some questions or whatever. And then I'm
Excuse me.
gonna share to lighten the load.
Good
I'm
night,
gonna,
Mom. I love you.
I'm gonna share a video with you guys before we go. But this video was a video it's just to lighten the load. It's something real quick, but it talks about where some of these old sayings come from.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah, that's
you know,
cool,
some of
man.
the stuff that we say and we're like, dang, where did that come from? What does that mean?
Go ahead and hit
But
it.
if y'all ain't got no questions, we will definitely see y'all next week. And we thank y'all for tuning in with us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. here on Hump Day.
Yeah, the
with the
3-strike law
hands.
was Biden, Chris. Biden was the one that pioneered.
Yeah,
pushed
that was
through.
Kamala. That was Kamala in there. That's why some people, like I said, some people are still locked up because of that. So
Go ahead.
Anyway,
Play that bean
we
footage.
love y'all.
Love
Oh,
y'all,
of course,
guys.
you can rant anytime on our channel. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Mom, for chiming in so hard. I appreciate the butt whooping you was giving me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch The View.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna do a national search for her eyebrows.
For her eyebrows. They
We-
probably the same place Reggie and that
I'ma put 'em-
$20 is at.
I'm gonna put them on the side of a milk carton. Maybe it'll show up.
I ain't saying all of that. Well, listen, I'm gonna play this little quick video for y'all. We about to get up out of here. We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. Peace and blessings, kings and queens. Y'all stay focused and stay loving each other. I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I'm one of the hams.
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I am one of the hams.
And we are the hams.
We are the hams, y'all. This is the ham show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Y'all chime on in.
Day.
Hump Day, great show, y'all, and we love for you, more of you, to get on video and state your claim.
Yeah, man.
If you can jump on video just like that, that's how we want to do the show.
Yeah, man. Just talk about
But
it. be
go ahead and
about
play
it.
that bean footage, baby.
All right, we
Old phrases we still use today and where they came from. In the 17th century, people were sometimes mistakenly buried alive. To prevent this, a bell was attached above the grave, allowing the buried person to ring it if they were still alive. This is the origin of the phrase, saved by the bell. Before the invention of anesthesia, surgeries were extremely painful. During wars, wounded soldiers would bite down on a bullet to endure the pain, giving rise to the phrase, bite the bullet. In the 18th century, full-body portraits were more expensive because painting the arms and legs required more detail and time. This led to the phrase, cost an arm and a leg, to describe something very expensive. In the Middle Ages, before the existence of police, criminals caught in the act often had blood on their hands, giving rise to the phrase, caught red-handed. In the 19th and 20th centuries, many Greeks emigrated to the United States and worked at the docks. When everything was in order during inspections, they would say "Ola kala," a word that was later shortened to "okay." During the cowboy era, if you entered a saloon low on cash, you could offer a bullet in exchange for a small drink, usually whiskey. This practice became known as a shot of whiskey.